Private companies like Elon Musk's SpaceX have been taking all the space headlines recently. SpaceX has filled the void left by decreasing funding to NASA and a lack of interest from recent administrations in space exploration. But as Trinity Chavez explains tonight, all this could be changing.
President Trump is entertaining the idea that space could be the next war zone. While addressing troops at a Marine Corps air station in California, he called for new security efforts in outer space.
My new national strategy for space recognizes that space is a warfighting domain, just like the land, air, and sea. We may even have a space force. We'll develop another one, Space Force. We have the Air Force, we'll have the Space Force. We have the Army, the Navy.
The president went on to take credit for the idea, saying that he came up with it fooling around in a meeting discussing U.S. government spending and private investment in space.
I said, maybe we need a new force. We'll call it the Space Force. And I was not really serious. And then I said, what a great idea. Maybe we'll have to do that.
While it's not clear if the president was still joking by the time he finished his remarks about Space Force, it wouldn't be the first time a U.S. president has tried to have security against all contingencies.
Our security is based on being prepared to meet all threats.
In 1983, President Reagan launched a strategic defense initiative system nicknamed Star Wars, just like the famous Hollywood movie. Although work was started on the program, the technology proved to be too complex, and much of the research was canceled by later administrations. And on the 20th anniversary of the 11th Apollo moon mission in 1989, the Space Exploration Initiative was launched under the first Bush administration. The plan provided for framework to complete the space station, set up lunar outposts, and mount a Mars expedition around 2010. The cost estimates soared to over $500 billion, dooming the effort. Then fast forward to 2001, Bush's son, then President George W. Bush, tried reviving his father's vision for space exploration.
We will give NASA a new focus and vision for future exploration.
But all the plans came to a screeching halt when the terror attack of 9/11 sent shockwaves throughout the whole country. We went to Iraq instead. 3 years later, he tried to revive the plan again. However, most of the program was canceled for cost reasons.
Presidents have talked about Mars, they've talked about Moon, but they have not, frankly, allocated the money or even requested the money necessary to really get those programs started.
With so many delays to make it to Mars, we have seen much faster progress with private initiatives that have been launched. Some of the private sector major key players include Elon Musk's SpaceX, along with Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin and Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic.
What the exciting wild card are companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin, who have visionary leaders who are going to use profits and resources that they have from other activities in the company to help fund this building of infrastructure, in the case of Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin, or to go explore and eventually colonize Mars, which is the dream of Elon Musk.
These deep-pocketed entrepreneurs are seemingly filling the anticipated funding gap left by the U.S. government. Despite President Trump's remarks regarding a space force, his administration is expected to shrink the federal budget for space exploration in the coming years. However, Musk is particularly optimistic for the future as he just celebrated the successful launch of SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket in February. While these deep-pocketed entrepreneurs like Musk seem to be leading the way in space exploration, experts say not to rule out the U.S. government just yet, because there still is a possibility that the government and NASA could partner with these commercial entities. Reporting in New York, Trinity Chavez, RT.